To welcome in one of the young women who will be competing this week, Duke University's Erica Shepherd. Erica, wonderful to see you. You are coming into this event on a bit of a roll. You won the Gamecock Challenge earlier this month. What's changed for you this year? It feels like you're starting to really sort of come into your own.
Yeah, it's been a great year so far, and honestly, after quarantine and after having so much canceled with COVID, just every time you get to tee it up now, I feel like it's a bonus, and I'm just extra grateful every time I get to play golf competitively now, and I think that shift in mindset has been huge for me and huge for my game.
Erica, 2020 was obviously a tough year for amateur golfers, but you managed to win the Hoosier State title in Indiana in the fall. How did you manage to keep your game sharp when so many amateur and college events were cancelled due to the pandemic?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge at first. I'm a player who is always preparing for my next event because I love to compete, I love to be out there. And so I was kind of stuck for a little bit, like, what am I preparing for? But I really just sat down and thought about my long-term goals, and kind of got motivated that way. And yeah, I was just able to use a lot of downtime in quarantine to sharpen my game. And thankfully this summer I was able to get back out and compete in my home state and have some success.
Well, I'm sure you've all been working hard towards this week. You had the opportunity to play in this event at Augusta back in 2019, finished tied 23rd. Describe what that week was like and the test that Augusta National put up on that Saturday.
It was awesome just to be a part of the inaugural event here and how much it did for the women's game. And obviously Augusta National is Augusta National, and that was awesome. But Champions Retreat, the first 2 days of the tournament here, was a really good test and is a really good course itself. And then just to be able to make the cut and compete at Augusta National, looking back at it now, it still feels like a dream.
What did you learn from playing at Augusta National in 2019, and how do you think it's actually going to help you this week, Erica?
I learned a lot. The final day, I actually had a little bit of controversy on 15. I miscalculated my yardage and laid up into the water, and that kind of brought me down the leaderboard, and was a little upsetting. And so I learned a lot from that, just recovering the last few holes, obviously not on a great note, but just to see the course and to be in playing on that in such high stakes, I learned a lot. And I saw where my game was, and just to be back, I feel really good about it.
Yeah, you can only come back stronger this year. Now, Erica, we know you are a student of the game. Outside of playing at Augusta, what is your favorite Masters moment?
Oh, man. I think the thing that I remember most is watching Bubba Watson's shot from the pine straw, him hitting that huge slice or hook around the trees. Every Masters Sunday growing up was a big day for me, so definitely a lot of good memories watching that.
Yes, very good moment indeed. Now, finally, I know you attended the Masters as a patron when you were younger, and then you wrote, I have to say, the sweetest essay in 5th grade about your dream to be the first woman to play in the Masters. If the guys at home could read this, there are some great life aspirations in there. Take us through the experience as a child and kind of what that has done for you coming forward into 2019.
Yeah, obviously as a kid then I didn't really understand that, wow, I was at the Masters. But clearly I was inspired to one day go back and play there myself, and just to, I mean, this is basically the Masters for the women, and that's what it feels like for me. So just to kind of have that dream come true, obviously I feel very grateful to be in this position and to be in this point in time and what Mr. Ridley has allowed women's golfers to do. So it's just cool, and kind of makes me emotional. Yeah.
I know. I love that letter. You want to be a mother of twin boys and marry a famous basketballer. Yeah. And I mean,
Cody Zeller. Yep.
Cody Zeller. Yeah, it's all in there. Well, hopefully those dreams will come true one day. You never know. One of them has already, Erica. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck this week. It's great to see you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.